Today on the Ferguson Home, we are recommending a parenting resource that has been really helpful to us. We have 3 boys, oldest sons, that 2 are going to be in high school, 1 in middle school, and I've taken them all through this resource, Passport to Purity, which is a resource from Family Life Ministries that is intended for a father to get away with his son,
or
a
mama
mom
to get away with
the daughter.
Yeah.
And so our daughter is about to go into middle
6th
school,
grade, yeah.
and so Barry's getting ready to use this resource with her. And so we have just seen great success with this resource to help with a couple of goals that Barry and I have in parenting. One is that we really believe that parents ought to be the ones to introduce the topic of sexuality to their kids, not their peers, not the culture. And so this allows parents kind of a guideline to do that. And second of all, that we really believe as followers of Christ that our guidelines for sexuality should come from Scripture and not from the culture at large. And so this is a really useful tool and resource to do that. It includes peer pressure, which is a huge topic as you go into middle school. It includes how your body changes when you go through puberty. It talks about dating and relationships. It talks about sexuality and purity.
And it helps your kids, your teens, think through what are their standards going to be for dating. So they don't just get into middle school with no plan, that they have already processed through, like, what kind of standards do I have? Who am I looking for? Like, who would be worth the date ask, and the commitment?
And so we want to recommend this to you also because it just gives you some time, parent and child, one-on-one, to talk about some of these harder topics. And I know if you're watching this and you're a mom or a dad and you're thinking, man, I'm terrified by the thought of getting away for a night, getting a hotel room, doing some activities with one of my kids and talking about these topics. Let me just encourage you, it is so life-giving to your relationship and really helps you as a parent to push through some of those awkward topics that you're like, I don't want to go there. My kid doesn't want to talk about it. But on the other side of it, I can testify that you will be so glad you spent the time doing it.
And it's not just getting together and going through lessons. They have really good activities that they just tell you, here's things to bring. And then you walk through and do it, so you don't have to you don't have to be creative on your own to come up with stuff. But then also we like to intermix the sessions with taking them out to eat, taking them to do something fun where you're just getting to spend quality one-on-one time together. So it's not just you sitting down at a table with your teenager and it being awkward for the whole time. It's really, really good stuff, and I'm super excited to get to take my daughter. So it'll be the first time I get to go through it. And I want to clarify, earlier I was saying it helps your kids think through expectation, like their standards for when they date. I will say none of our middle schoolers have dated. Like, usually as they process through the material on their own, they say, it doesn't even make sense for me to even think about dating until high school, until I can work and have money, until I can drive, until I'm able to be mature enough to go and ask the dad to date their daughter. So anyways, I just felt like I need to clarify that none of ours have gone into 6th grade looking for who they're going to date and dating, right?
That's a good clarification.
I know.
So the resource is Passport to Purity. It's by Family Life Ministries. We'll include the link in the show notes below. And we hope that you'll get this resource and that you'll participate in this with your young person.